Hello flight simmers, good evening from Kenya. We are sitting here in Nairobi International Airport and today we are flying the Lufthansa A330-300 back to Frankfurt on a roughly 8-hour journey. Departing here at nighttime out of Nairobi and then heading into Frankfurt at around 7 o'clock in the morning local time. So it will be a daytime arrival into Frankfurt later on, which I'm very much looking forward to. And yeah, we are flying the Aerosoft A330 in P3D today. I quite well remember that at the beginning of this year I did an A330 flight and I was sort of speculating if this would be the last one on P3D and if the next one might be over in Microsoft Flight Sim with the Aerosoft A330. Yeah, boy have I been wrong. So it's now end of August and there's still no A330 for Microsoft Flight Sim, and judging from the news and everything that's being said about it, I think it's still gonna be a couple of months to go until we see it finally in Microsoft Flight Sim. I am really curious to finally get it in the new sim as well, but as long as we're waiting, we have a good option, of course, to kill some time in a way, which is just to fly this aircraft on P3D. And yeah, so here we are. We can see that's a what is Kenya Air Kenya? Oh, sorry. Let's fix that. Air Kenya Dreamliner departing, I think it is. Yeah. Yeah. So that's our setup today. I think it's gonna be a cool flight. Let's have a look at the flight route for today. So this is Navigraph. Yeah, departing Nairobi in Kenya. This airport is very high, so we have an airport elevation of, I think it's 5,300 feet. So this will certainly be an important consideration for the departure. But then again, A330 is very powerful, so I think it will not be a big issue, but still very high. Then we are flying over the Red Sea, and the reason is that we are currently avoiding the is it Sudanese airspace, I guess it is, due to the civil conflict going on in Sudan. We are avoiding this one, so we are heading out towards the northeast, crossing this Djibouti, I believe. Yeah, so Djibouti, and then across the Red Sea all the way into Egypt, crossing Cairo, then across the Mediterranean, over the island of Crete, then into Europe, over Greece, along the Mediterranean, crossing the Alps. I think this will be nice. Crossing the Alps is roughly around sunrise time, so this should be rather nice. Yeah, it's in all, I think it's a very cool and scenic routing. Unfortunately, it's going to be nighttime for most of it. But still, yeah, very much looking forward to that. And while we have the charts open, I can very briefly tell you what we are going to do for the departure. So we're sitting on the apron quite naturally, and then heading out on runway 06 most likely. This is convenient for us into our departure direction. And then we fly the Atudu departure with the Wajir transition. So out heading 053. Very quick right-hand turn at Atudu, where we want to be between certain altitudes, and then off to Wajir. Yeah, so there's no... it just says turn right to Atudu, so this is typically whenever we are stable to do so. Could be like 400, 500 feet above ground elevation. Let's see what the flight plan gives us on that. Yeah, so that's the plan. GSX is doing the boarding, so I would say let's get to it. Alright, here we are. I think first things first, let's fetch some flight plan. Not entirely sure it works in the A330. I think like this, yeah, that is perfect. Insert. Yeah, as always, setup is going to be very, very quick here in the A330. Since it's only really the basic functions which we have in the MCDU. Cost index 25, we will climb 370, we are not super heavy today. And then this is flight number Lufthansa 5901, and alternate is going to be Munich. So we have a nice big alternate airport to go to in case we need it. Yeah, actually that was the departure already to the 1 Delta. So that's 5730. Yeah, that's exactly 400 feet above ground elevation. We are already going to the right-hand turn. That's going to be fun. And that's, of course, given that we are stable in the air, of course. Request the wind data for the arrival. Let's see, it's currently planning 07 left with the Favo 3 Charlie. I will leave it as that. I think that sounds quite reasonable for us. But we will update that during the cruise, of course. Right, then we just need the weights, and in fact we can do it already since I do have... Oh, what's up? My start switches were messed up. Okay, there we go. Yeah, we are all loaded up already. So we have a block fuel of 49.1 and a zero fuel weight 148.3 rounding it up, with a zero fuel weight, center of gravity of 30. Like that. For the alternate, we're gonna require 3.5 down to Munich. And update winds like that. Yeah, and this, I'm not paying too much attention to the fuel prediction here in the A330. I know that this is quite inaccurate very often, so we don't need to worry about that. Yeah, and flight time, by the way, is going to be 8 hours and 42 minutes. So quite a journey, actually. Quite a bit of a journey. And so we're gonna be, where are we at? So takeoff weight 197.34 out of a maximum 233. That's quite different from what SimBrief gives me. So SimBrief, we're gonna have a takeoff weight of 213 tons. So let's see if this gets updated as the boarding progresses, and if not, then I will just do some manual manipulation here in order to match the SimBrief weights. Right, but that's it already for the setup. I will wait for the loading to be completed before doing the takeoff calculations. But as I've said, it's always very quick here in the Aerosoft. Okay, so we just need to wait and then we are good to go.
Einen recht schönen guten Tag, meine Damen und Herren, im Namen der Lufthansa, der Star Alliance und ihrer heutigen Besatzung möchte ich Sie recht herzlich an Bord willkommen heißen. Wir werden in wenigen Augenblicken startbereit sein und möchten Sie nun bitten, die Sicherheitsgurte zu schließen und festzuziehen.
Alright, now boarding is completed. We are just loading up a little bit of fuel. And then we have all the weights ironed out. So now it's going to be 213, which is pretty close to our SimBrief takeoff weight. And thus we're actually not that far away from max takeoff weight. Pretty interesting departure at 5,000 feet airport elevation with that kind of weight. And while we wait on that, let's go ahead and fire up the APU. Regarding the light in here, I actually think it's gonna be okay once we push back. Let's go 1000 TA. It's completed in a second. That's good. Then we just need the weights, and we will put in the takeoff speeds, and then we are good to go. There's the new load sheet. Let's see if this is all looking good. So block fuel is now 57.3 and zero fuel at 156.4 at 30.8. Yeah, that looks more like it. Okay, performance. We're gonna do flap 2. I think that's pretty much standard for Lufthansa A330 if I'm not mistaken. And so flex temperature 41, so it's not a full D rate. That's interesting. And 154, 154, 160. Okay, so we are all good on here, and then let's get ready. APU bleed, external power going off. beacons, and then we will run the pre-flight checklist and the before start at the same time. Let's ask for departure. Okay, cockpit preparation checklist. Gear pins and covers are removed. Fuel quantity, we have 57.3 tons on board. Seatbelts are on. Adheres are nav. We should actually check in the MCDU, but never mind. Barrel reference is set to 1024, 1024, 1024 3 times. That's checked. Let's quickly make sure that all the doors are closed. Yeah, that looks good. So we do the before start checklist. Parking brake is
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
set. Takeoff speeds and thrust are inserted, so takeoff speeds are in there, and thrust as well. It's not displaying yet, but it will in a second. Windows are closed on both sides, and the beacons are on, so before start check is completed. Okay, we are pushing, so we are clear to fire up. Starter coming to ignition. Bleed pressure is established, so starting engine number 1. Okay, starting number 2. And there's one thing I'm just noticing on the flight plan. So we're heading out on flight level 370, since we're initially flying northeast. But when we turn on a northwestern track, we need to switch to an even flight level, and that's going to be waypoint Parim. So just to remember that,
Please set parking brakes.
I will briefly put in a fix.
We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
Parim, and let's go something like 20 miles. And this is just a reminder for us that at Parim, or starting from Parim, we're gonna need to be at even flight levels. And that's, I'm guessing that's somewhere in the turn over Djibouti.
Tow truck disconnected.
Let's see, Parim, yeah, that's exactly, I think that's Djibouti, where we cross into the Red Sea, and then on a switching from a northeastern to a northwestern track, that's where we need to be on an even flight level. Right, okay, very good. We have 2 good engine starts, so this is coming back to normal. APU bleed off, APU master off, auto brake maps, max, not maps, sorry, flap 2. This is coming to armed, weather radar, predictive wind shear. Flight controls want to be up 2.2. There we are. Then we want to do a quick flight control check. Full up, full down, full left, full right, rudder, full right, and full left. That's checked and completed. Okay, after start checklist. Anti-ice not required. ECAM status is checked. Pitch trim is up 2.2 and rudder trim is neutral. That's the after start checklist completed. Right, then we continue with the taxi procedure. Just looking at this very cool new Navigraph feature. I really love that these airport maps. So let's see, what do we want to do? Taxi out, using hotel onto golf, then using either one of those onto kilo, and then we have a full-length departure runway 06. And I'm just noticing we have not even spent a single moment to discuss the weather. So 010 at 6. Cav OK, 60 degrees, 1024. Okay, easy peasy. Very good weather for a departure into northeasterly direction. Okay, turn off and taxi lights, and then we are good to go. And regarding the lights, I'm thinking like this. Yeah, I think that works well for the departure. Right, let's go. Okay, we're getting there. TO config is normal. This goes TARA. We'll take a right hand turn here. Yeah, so usually the A330 taxis quite well on idle power, but today, due to our heavy weight and also the altitude, we really need some engine power to get rolling. That's really fascinating. Okay, let's quickly do the taxi checklist, which I haven't done yet. So flight controls are checked, flap settings is config 2. We usually check this once, twice, and 3 times. Radar and predicted wind shear is on, and auto engine mode selector is normal. ECMA mode takeoff no blue. Taxi checklist completed. And I would say we are good to go. Let's switch everything on so we are bright as a Christmas tree. Approach seems to be free. Wow, I'm looking forward to that engine sound during the takeoff. That's gonna be sick. Okay, line up checklist. Takeoff runway 06 is identified. TCAS is TAR and PEX 1 and 2 on engines. Yeah, we could have considered a PEX off departure, but yeah, to be honest, I want to hear those engines scream. Might actually be useful to look out for terrain. I know there is some terrain around the airport, especially off towards the west-northwest. That's also the reason why we're turning towards the east initially. Okay, and I would say let's do it. We are ready to rock and roll. Let's go to Frankfurt. Finish the line up, and then it's gonna be a nice sound. Okay, off we go. Man flex 41. Runway. Vertical speed. Why is that? SRS runway. That looks better. Okay. Oh boy, that's gonna be a long takeoff run. Holy cow, maybe I should have used Toga. I don't know, we're just gonna trust the Aerosoft calculations, which are running in the background. So 100 knots. Wow, that's gonna be the longest takeoff run ever. It's a huge runway, it says more than 4 kilometers. Come on, aircraft, keep accelerating. Ooh, there's the end of the runway, holy shit. V1, rotates. Come on, yeah, there we go. And airborne. Ha! Holy cow, guys, we used 4 kilometers of runway to get an A330 into the air. How cool is that? Positive radius coming up. That is awesome. Right. Let's finish the right-hand turn and we can slowly start to clean up. Making sure the aircraft has enough speed. Okay, flap 1, speed check, flaps 1. Climb power. Ah, that's 2.5 minutes of takeoff thrust. Wow. I think 3 minutes is the maximum, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think sort of we are not supposed to go more than 3 minutes on takeoff thrust. Okay, flaps up, speed check, flaps up. Nice, autopilot. Let's turn off some lights. Oh, I forgot to put them to take off, but never mind. Can we actually make it flight level 8-1? Well, the aircraft thinks we can. Look at that. Usually the A330 has so much power and performance, it's just shooting up, but today we are heavy at 8,000 feet. Very, very cool stuff. Strobe light off. Oh, I hate it. It's because you have to click left and not right. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. My fault. The click spot directions are often different from what they are in Microsoft Flight Sim. That was unintentional. Okay, pulling for standard. At the departure behind us. And now going into the left-hand turn. Nice! Very, very cool stuff, guys. Yeah, let's enjoy a bit of outside views. We are basically at 10,000, so lights are coming off. Lights as well. Right, so that was a cool departure. I'm looking forward to the landing into Frankfurt later on. Enjoy! Hello folks, welcome back and good morning from the flight deck. We are making our way into Frankfurt and yeah, there's not too much to say, to be very honest with you. It's a nice easy cruise so far. We had a nice sunrise over the Alps as expected. It was very cool. We are now heading into Frankfurt, landing on arrival on 07 left. Yeah, it is a very calm, beautiful summer morning here in Frankfurt, so it's very good weather indeed. In fact, there's no wind at all at the moment. I just picked 07 well, the direction because AI traffic is using it, and 07 left because I think it's pretty cool. I often land into 07 right or 25 left respectively, but like landing on the outer one and then taxiing over the bridge is kind of cool. So I'm really fancying to doing that today. But we can have a look at the weather just to make sure that we are still have the latest up-to-date data. So wind is variable at 2 knots, cap OK 18 degrees, 1020. Yeah, absolutely nothing to worry about at all. We have plenty of fuel, I believe. Let's double check that. Actually, okay, not a huge amount, but 30 minutes extra, so we can make at least one go around with that, and based on the weather, and it's a huge airport, there's nothing wrong with committing to Frankfurt as well, so we can basically scratch Munich from our alternate list. Okay, landing lights are coming on, seatbelts are on already, FPS are coming down a bit now. It's probably because the airport is currently loading in. It is... wait, let me get some orientation here. Yeah, that's Frankfurt down there, okay. The city airport is, I think, down here. Right, so, already below flight level 100. Let's have a look at the charts. So we are now coming into the Frankfurt area, and then it's the Farbour 3 Charlie, which we are flying. Right now passing the Charlie VOR, and then it's just parallel down to the runway and then swing right whenever there's space, and then sort of crossing over to 07 left, and then aligning for the ILS 07 left. And yeah, should be fun. Looking forward to it. Normal ILS approach, go round off to the left, flying to Taunus BOR at 5000, so that's pretty straightforward as well. Nothing crazy at all. And then once down on the ground, we will take the bridge, which is taxiway Papa, crossing the Autobahn. Then taxiing in of November or Lima, we need to look out for traffic and pick the right one, and then I'm planning on taking a Bravo stand, which is here in the center complex on Terminal 1. So that's the plan. Not much to it really. Pretty standard arrival. Let's see how it goes. Might be a good one. Often the ones which seem to be very straightforward turn out to be the most difficult ones, but let's see about that. Okay, we're still parallel to the final approach course, but it seems to be quite empty on the final approach, so we will just get ourselves lined up for the ILS into runway 07 left. So we basically need to shoot a 180 degree right hand turn from here on. It is right now 17 miles to go, so I think we're looking quite good. Let's go. Make sure we keep descending a bit. We want to go down to 5000. And I believe then we can also pretty soon activate the approach mode, so we make sure we're not getting there too fast and we can slow down properly. But yeah, this is looking quite good so far, I would say. So yeah, let's go speed, bring it back a bit, 210 maybe, around there. And then we fly 040, and then we should be able to intercept the localizer just some time. We are now coming below the Clyde. Perfect timing. This is looking good, so localizer. It's captured straight away. That's a bit early, but okay. If the aircraft can do it, I'm happy. Okay, and then we might also go approach to descend a little bit more, and then we can probably capture the Clyde slope as well, just before hitting 5000. That would be kind of nice. Not on flaps yet. Maybe it would be beneficial to be at least flaps 1 at this point. Let's slow it down a little bit. It's gonna make it easier for the rest of the approach. Flaps 1 speed checked, flaps 1. Wow, this glide slope does not want to be captured at all. Interesting. There we go, finally glide slope, okay. Oh, it's just really a few feet missing in order to capture it properly. But there we are now. Now I see a bit of traffic to the right. I wonder what these guys are up for. But checking AI companion, none of them is on my runway. They are just blocking each other down there. Okay, probably heading to go around one of them. Okay, texture's still black. They need to load in. Yeah, this morning does not exactly look like Microsoft Flight Sim, but hey, it is what it is. Can't change it. Looks quite nice in that direction. Just into the sun terrain. Looks a bit unreal. Okay, flaps 2. Let's actually slow down, then we can take the aircraft and do some nice manual flying here. Let's drop the gear and then we can...
Traffic.
Okay. But he's on the other runway, that should not be an issue. Flaps 3. Let's do the lights like that. This is all set. And flaps full. Landing checklist, ECA memo, landing, no, blue. Landing check is completed. Right, let's see how we are doing here. Yeah, strange that the airfield looks so dark. I'm not sure what's going on there. Also, let's do... like this, manual flight, manual thrust, autopilot off. Let's see if we can get a good one. FPS are far from great.
1000.
And maybe that's due to the long shadows at the moment. It's a little bit annoying. Wow, this aircraft carries a lot of speed. Some leg spikes, makes it a bit hard to fly, but okay, let's see. I'm seeing 2 reds, 2 whites. We are right on the profile. It is a little bit bumpy, surprisingly. There's basically no wind at all, but I still see the speed jumping up and down all the time.
400. 300.
A little bit low.
$200. 100 above.
Give it a bit
100.
more power.
Minimum 40. 30.
Ooh.
Retard.
Come on, get down.
10. 5.
Long flare. There we are. Reverse green, decel. Yeah, a little bit off the center line there. Okay, actually it's convenient for us to roll out quite long, since we anyway need to go that way. Manual braking. Okay. We have, sorry about that, we have made it. I just want to look at the touchdown rate, 212 feet per minute. Okay, I can live with that. Just a quick cleanup, and then we can take this exit right here. Right. Okay, let's do the lights, and then we just need to taxi in. As simple as that. Crossing the highway now, which is taxiway, what was it, Juliet? What have we looked up before? Papa, taxiway Papa. And then we will find ourselves a stand.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We kindly ask you to remain seated with the seatbelt securely fastened until the aircraft has reached its final parking position and the fasten seatbelt signs above you have been switched off. Would like to say goodbye to you at this time. Thank you for being our guest today, and we hope that you enjoyed the flight with us. We wish you a pleasant stay here or an enjoyable and safe ongoing journey. Have a nice remaining day. Thank you. Bye-bye und auf Wiedersehen.
Okay, park and brake. Killing the engines, APU's running, APU Polite comes on, fuel pumps off. Seatbelts, 2 off, beacons off, and so the overhead panel is looking good. Parking checklist, parking brake or chocks are set, engines are off, wing lights are off, fuel pumps are off, parking checklist is completed. Touchdown rate over here is 218, yeah, quite similar, that's good. Okay, then we just ask for GSX.
Reporting requested.
Okay, it doesn't ask for jetways or anything, that's always a bad sign. Maybe it needs a restart, let's see. Okay, there we go now. Needed a restart. Not sure if I did it the right way. Maybe they're crossing now. Let's see. Also, I believe we should have parked a little bit more towards the terminal. Seems like our tail is sticking out a bit too far. But yeah, anyway, here we are. There's another A330 just coming in. Cool. Nice timing. Right, guys. So this is it. For this Lufthansa A330 flight. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I am just super excited to finally get this aircraft in Microsoft Flight Sim, but I've been saying that for the last half a year, maybe even a year now. So I don't know when it's gonna happen. I'm just looking forward to the day we finally can fly the A330 in Microsoft Flight Sim. But yeah, so far this has been a good journey as well, and I am hoping you guys have enjoyed it, and if so, I would appreciate a like and subscribe, and also to see you on the next video as well. That would be great. And yeah, take good care everyone, and see you next time. Bye bye.